Alright, so this is all you need to know about the upcoming WooCommerce version 10.1, which is due to be released on August the 11th. Now, I would like to go through the information that is contained within and also the changelog, which is available on GitHub. I must say this 10.1 release looks like a minor on it. It doesn't contain any changes. I think the most important things are, first of all, the direct bank transfer, so the BACS gateway has been slightly improved. So the account number is now optional and also can accept values which are alphanumeric. You could only use numbers up to 10.0. Also, they did some performance work on the checkout block in case you're using it. In regard to new or beta features, they're kind of working on the mini cart, which is the one that comes down from usually your header, and it's been rebuilt with the interactivity API, which is something beyond me. So in case you're curious, you should go check what it is, what it does, and how it works. And this is basically a new front-end implementation that uses this API instead of React, and it should basically give you, better performance and make the mini cart way more robust. In regards to the former product editor, these has been ultimately deprecated. So if you refactor your plugins with version 2 of the product editor, well, that's dead, it's gone. And if you actually check the comments, someone was asking if the version 3 has been worked on and are there any updates, and while progress load due to other priorities, and they still have team members working on the new version, so they're kind of waiting on WordPress to unblock some stuff before they can deliver a better product editor. And that was also the reason why version 2 was discontinued, which is a shame, because the product edit page is probably the one together with the order edit page that needs a new UI. I mean, creating a variable product is very difficult. Managing an order is very difficult. We need a product and an order editor which is beyond WordPress. It has to be interactive and much more useful than what it is now. Also, I wrote an article about that, which I'll probably put in the links of this video. They've changed the way user cards are stored in your database. I mean, usually and originally, there was a difference between guest and logged in cards. I mean, the guest users were basically saving their own card in the session, so in their browser for a few days, while logged in users' cards were stored into meta, so in the database, right? So now they removed the storage, and now both sessions, so logged in and logged out, are both stored into session table only, which is a good improvement, and basically making the card storage more consistent. Now we'll go through the changelog, of course. Just a few notes. They stopped adding features as of July the 21st, and release candidate number 1 is already available, and release candidate number 2 should be around the 4th of August, and the release of the official 10.1 is scheduled for August the 12th, even though in here we had August the 11th. So either the 11th or the 12th, we should be going live with the new release. I ask you to also read the comments, which are usually super helpful, asking where COGS is, other important information. So what I want to do now to close this video is just go in and take a look at the changelog. So if I click in here, we go straight to the GitHub page for WooCommerce. As you can see, we're looking at 10.1 release candidate number 1. And so as you can see, the first fix is a line 177 and the last is on line 337. So that's, not even 200 changes to the WooCommerce plugin. So I would define these as a minor update. We could easily paste all these fixes and updates and enhancements and performance into AI and get a nice summary, but you could do that too. So overall, let's take a look at some of the main fixes. So there's some stuff done on the add to cart, especially for blocks, prevent crashes, disable scrolling, fix issues with browsers, so especially Safari, fix the product brands template, that's the backs, so the bank account, fix with the account number that can allow now for headers as well as numbers. There are some other fixes preventing, rendering and warnings and stuff like that. Let's take a look at the new ads for WooCommerce. So some stuff on the blocks, some support for multi-field product search, filters. In regards to updates, once again, we have some cron jobs, migration. We have in fact some work on the mini cart and cart sessions. In regards to developers, they fixed some warnings, they added some end-to-end testings, and performance wise there is some fix for structured data, some improved performance for site templates, and so on. So I really ask you to look at these two docs, so the blog post announcement and the GitHub changelog, and then also going onto your dev website and install and upgrade to the 10.1 version and make sure that everything is working as it should. So overall, this 10.1 is probably a smaller update. If we think about 10.0, there was maybe 500 or 600 fixes. This is just a smaller one, but this doesn't mean that it cannot break your website. So as usual, test it on staging, run some tests, place an order and see if everything is okay before updating.